What's going on, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and welcome to a brand new week with new development. Let me know if you guys can hear me and everything sounds all right. I've been having a lot of issues with the sound here through OBS and the microphone, so I'm gonna have to bend over. This microphone's a little bit shorter and it's a little bit harder to reach. But for some reason, my microphone problems were really bad. They were peaking out really, really loud during the streams. And then for about a week, I got it fixed. And then the last couple of streams last week, it was back to sounding really, really terrible. So I'm trying my old microphone once again. I ran some tests and it looked like everything was all right. I can see that it's staying in the yellow. It's not going up to the red. So I'm hoping that what we've got here is decent for you guys to be able to hear. So thank you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Let me know if the audio is absolutely trash or if it's actually good. All right, guys. So we're going to get back to, let me boot it up. I haven't loaded it yet. Open up Blender real quick right here. And we'll get back to creating our hub world. We started unwrapping it and texturing the seams. This time we're going to actually go a little bit deeper and we are going to go ahead and have the textures in Blender. So I actually don't, the reason we weren't doing it last week is because I didn't actually have the, scoop my microphone back. Hopefully that's a good distance. I didn't actually have the textures that we're going to use for this model per se, but what we're going to do is we're just going to use some of our Pitterpot sample textures instead, and that is going to be what we're going to use to basically get the scale. It's not going to be complete. It's not going to be exactly right. I'll have to mess with it later just because I don't have the actual texture that I want to use on some of these walls done yet. And a lot of these walls right around here, they're all going to be different. Like these outside ones are going to be castle brick, but these inside ones are going to be a little different. This brick on the inside hallway might be a little different. And, you know, obviously the roof and stuff, these are going to be like shingles. This wall is probably going to be like a concrete kind of wall, maybe not bricked. And all this stuff over here, like this area is going to be a little bit different. Shingles up here and like a concrete rockish texture for this, and then maybe some designs on these walls, and maybe some different floors, like some tiles, reflective marble like tile floors. So we're going to try to do that, but for now we're just going to go ahead and unwrap mostly because even if we use a sample texture, we're going to use the brick that we used last week. We can see how like these are lined up right here. As long as everything is lined up so bricks will like, you know, go the right length and they won't be like messed up and they'll not be offset and there won't be like texture seams and you'll be able to see the bricks seamlessly go from one side to the next. If we change and make a new brick texture and the bricks are a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, that'll be okay. We can just go to our entire model and scale up the UVs or scale down the UVs to get it right. Or we can even tile our material a little bit different in Unity, so should be okay there. Let me go navigate to these folders real quick and see what we have. Yeah, welcome, yo PLP, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, good sir. So we're getting ready. Let me find the folder so I can load it into Blender so we can see it on here. The Pitterpot series folders, there's so many projects started that we... Mic is a bit echoey, but maybe some wall foam will help. That it's better than the peaking, that's for sure. Yeah, I was really afraid that it'd be echoey. Well, one, it's echoey because like I have no insulation on these walls up here, and it's pretty echoey in the room. And the floor doesn't have a rug; it's hardwood floors, so it's kind of just bouncing all over the room. I mean, I got furniture in here. You know, I got my shelf and the couch behind me, and then the desk here, but it's not too great. Let me grab, actually, as we load up our texture here on the other screen, I can grab like a little bit of foam that I have that I can maybe lay down beneath the microphone and see if that helps just a little bit. Maybe that'll do it. See how that sounds. I don't have the insulation anymore. I used to have a bunch of mic foam panels, but they were just really starting to fall apart. And during our last move, we kind of got rid of them, threw a lot of them away. So let's go ahead here and go to the right Pitterpot folder. So confusing. There's so many Pitterpot folders because I've started like a Pitterpot 2 project, the Pitterpot spinoff project, a Pitterpot remaster project that didn't really go anywhere. Um, we have a couple other spinoffs. We have a Pitter Cart project. So I got to go through all these Pitterpot folders here and try to find where I can get a good image to open up. I guess I can just do it in the actual one we're looking in. So if we go to image and go to open, and we're in missing acorns project, let's just go to the actual Unity project. I don't think there'll be anything in those files that will spoil PlayStation, but just in case, I'll move it to the other side. Maybe talking a little bit quieter we won't have as much echo, but we'll see. Where are you? Textures. And then let's say bricks. Oh yeah, that's not what we want. Let's open up a different one. Instead of brick 00, we want brick 2 colored. I think this is the one we were using. Yeah, that looks okay. Think that made it a little bit better. Yeah, I have like a little bit of a foam that came with the other microphone, and it's just like sitting right here where the underneath the microphone to where like I guess the sound would bump off of the, because I have a wooden desk too, so it's not like it's really absorbing the sound all that much. So yeah, I'm hoping that this foam will absorb a little bit of sound around the mic, but it's not going to be the best. Sorry. I'm working through these problems, and hopefully we'll get, in the next couple of weeks, the streams will be just on point, on time, and everything will sound and look great. So we need to go, see, this is the problem I don't like about this new Blender. We need to go to the shading mode, and let's go back here to UV editing first. Let's see what the material is called. Material mode, assign. New material. We're going to assign this material. Then we're going to go to our shading mode. We're going to shift A here. We're going to go to texture, image texture. We're going to pull it into our base color tab, and we're going to open up our brick 2s. There we go. PLP says the streams have always been on point. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. At least the content is fun, and we're working on the game, and it's actually turning out really good. There was a couple of them that had less technical problems, but it feels like we're either plagued by, in the beginning, it was like mic problems, and then after that, it was, some tech problems, then it was some YouTube problems, and then I think I've overcome those YouTube problems, and as soon as I figured that out, I got more mic problems, and then sometimes it's like lighting, so I'm like, man, I just want them to be really good, like professional, I guess. So let's go over here, and now so you guys can see even better, now this is what we've got going on in Unity. Well, we're looking at it in Blender, although I'm a little confused because these were definitely smaller than in the game engine. So let me go ahead and take a quick look. Let me open up the game in the game engine here. And let's go ahead and see if we have this material specifically scaled by 2 in the game engine. That's kind of what it looks like because, if we took this and then we go back to our UV editing and we scaled by 2 and we need to be in this mode. Is that how we were? About? Maybe. That's about close because plus it looks like smaller here. It's like a little bit bigger when you look at it in the game engine. So let's just double check. Let's open up Pitterpot and then let's find out if we are having an issue with our scaling in Unity so we can kind of get an idea and make sure we're scaling on the correct amount before we start really piecing all the walls together. And yeah, I don't even have the YouTube stuff. I don't even have a thumbnail for this video yet. I'll do it after the fact of today's video. But for some reason, so I think I figured out the YouTube problems for the live streaming setup. It wasn't letting me schedule any live streams, but I could just go live randomly. So it's not like it was blocking me out of live streaming, but for some reason, it's actually not blocking me out of scheduling live streams, since you could see this one was up all weekend. It was just called test, and I just wanted to see if I could leave it out scheduled for like a while and then open it up and then, still edit the settings and then go live from there. It all worked, so it actually wasn't YouTube. It's just like a little glitch with reusing my settings. So if I tried to schedule a stream and reuse the settings from the previous stream, so copying over the description, the start stop settings, the tags, the chat settings, all of those types of things. For some reason, it was just giving me a glitch and it was booting me out every time I tried to do that. And then it let me schedule up a new one whenever I made it from scratch. So it's a little bit more annoying because you got to do everything from scratch, but that's fine. We can still schedule in advance, so we can schedule tomorrow's stream and everything like that. Let's look in here. Yeah, that looks, see, this is where we left it. Yep, we unwrapped a couple of those walls. All right, let's go to Unity. It's almost there. Let's make sure my CPU is not dying. No, we're under 10%, so we can move around in here. Yep, that is a lot smaller than it looks like in Blender. So let's go to our material here in Unity and figure out if we're doubling. We are tripling the tiling. That's a good thing to pay attention to because we needed to scale it. So this doesn't really matter, to be honest, because we're not going to be using this for anything else. So to get a better sense of scale, we can just go back to 1 so it matches exactly, so we'll know what it will look like when we pull it over. And yeah, that means that we would just need to go back here and then take these and then scale by 3. And then that would give us an accurate representation of what it would look like in the game engine. I think that's a little bit closer. So yeah, now we can start just going through and texturing all these walls. That's what I think that I'm going to do today for most of the stream, is we're just going to be chilling and texturing this model. I might have some interesting news. Actually, I could probably have some interesting news by tomorrow's stream. I have a promising video call set up with a new company, and might have something to show for it tomorrow by the stream. Maybe, maybe not, but I will let you guys know. I hope everyone had a good weekend and had some fun. I'm pretty tired today, to be honest. All right, so let's line these up. So if we do this, this needs to be unwrapped. Everything will either needs to be unwrapped on the same scale, like I said, or we need to scale it down to snap. So I think we'll just scale and scale around the snap. So like this guy, he would be to the left, like here. Yeah, we got vertex snapping on, so this will be good. We just drag it over, do this. We'll go to edge mode, and then it doesn't snap on edges. That'll be kind of sad if that's the case. Legend says, hey, and then PLP says, consider me intrigued. About the news, had an epic weekend, was missing TreeFall streams, we're so back. Yeah, there we go. Let's go, bro. We are back. I cannot vertex snap this. Very odd. I wonder if I can just do this and figure out the exact Y, because that would be this. If we just copy this and then line this up, can we do that? Okay, we can do that. And then we'll do it for this one. This is going to be tedious, guys, but you're going to see the process of how long this really takes. And this will be pretty cool. But now what we want to do is take this and like try to vertex snap it here so we can connect. Yep, just like that. Whoa, so something is odd. The X didn't get scaled right when I unwrapped it. Did I unwrap it by itself? Or did I need to re-unwrap this? Hold on. We might have to redo all that work. Unwrap it again. Yeah, the news might be really helpful for TreeFall Studios. You'll think it's pretty cool, PLP, but would not affect any games that you would be able to play. You can still play all of our games on the PS5, but we might be having a new platform coming down the pipe. We'll have to see. All right, so that scale looks, it looks wider and correct, I guess. Is that long enough? I don't know how we're going to do this actually without having doing them all at the same time. I'll probably have to do everything again at the same time and then refine the scale because this is like unwrapped. You can't just see, because this is not how I normally do it. You can't just do it like this. So if you did it like this, like how we were just talking about it, so I don't know how the Y changed. Oh, it's because, yeah. Yeah, so if we went back here, and we should still have this Y copied on our Control Z. So if we did this, and then put this back at this one, we're still going to be off again. Because we are scaling so far on the Y-axis, but we didn't scale on the X-axis at all. And since we just typed in the numbers to get it to match, we don't actually know what the distance scale is between the two values. And in order to fix that, we would have to like, you know, literally do math calculations, be like, okay, it was this big and we moved this far, so I'm thinking that's a negatory. I think everything needs to be unwrapped at one time and then scaled on the same thing. I just love how this looks already, so I don't really want to do it. But I don't really know how else to do it. Because that loses all of our progress. But now what you would do is, let's actually do this. Let's go back. Let's put it back. Let's do all of it again, except for like these guys. Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to redo these because this tunnel was, we already straightened it all up last week, and redoing it on stream seems a little counterintuitive. And we can just deselect all of these guys. And then, whoops. And then everything should be all right. We'll just leave him curved like this. Whoops. Keep taking out the wrong way. I want to just get him this way. There we go. That should be all of it. All right. All the major walls that can be viewed from the outside need to be on the same scale, and the inside walls don't really have to be because they'll most likely all be different textures and stuff. So if it's a little off, we can like hand scale it later. But for this, we probably, and like this, like the ground doesn't need to be unwrapped at all with these to scale because these will be like ground textures. So like we can unselect these so we can get a little bit of a better scale when we redo this. I was thinking of switching tools and grabbing a bunch, but then I was like, there's not that many faces. Let me just grab them all. But then I'm like, oh, it is more than I thought. So, yeah. Oh, another thing about these streams, guys. Yeah, definitely going to keep them going. Our YouTube watch time was hitting another all-time high over the weekend. These streams are really killing it for us. So, we're going to keep it going and keep working on Pitterpot together. I think it'll be really cool. I was talking about this over the weekend with some friends, and it's going to be crazy because if we just keep these going and we just do it every single day, it might not seem like we're doing too much on any given day, but it's going to be really crazy when we look back, because this game will probably take like a year or something like that. But if it's all documented every single day, it's going to end up being so cool, because I'll just organize it into like a long stream, into a big playlist. And then like if the game ends up doing really well or blowing up or anything like that, oh, this will be good. We can unselect everything here. Then we'll be able to advertise and say, hey, if you're interested in this game, you want to see how long it took, we have a year's worth of content that will be, you can go back through and see exactly all the changes we made. We made them live in real time. We were taking player feedback into account. The people who join our streams were basically part of development process, all of that kind of thing. It'll be very cool to see, and I feel like a lot of people would really think that's really awesome, and then in the future maybe want to join in when we do it with another game. Okay, so I think that's enough deselecting. Well, actually we need to deselect all of this and that little guy. Oh. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to the stream. You can see it playing around over there in the analytics. I honestly think that my microphone is damaged a little bit, because you guys said that this sounds better than the peaking, but it's kind of echoey. I might be able to get like a like a little cage to surround it, a little filter, some stuff like that. But I think that my microphone is broken because I'm kind of salty about it because I ordered this microphone that was supposed to be nice, and I basically barely been able to use it. This microphone was so echoey, and just kind of annoying that I felt like I needed to upgrade my microphone. And then there was a sale on like a $200 microphone on Amazon, and it was like $100. So I was like, okay, I'll invest a little bit more so we can sound better on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And then when Amazon sent me the microphone, it was not in a package. It was like literally in just what it would be like if you went to buy it in the store. So there was no like actual foam, there was nothing protecting it. It was just dropped at the door. And I thought to myself, yo, this is probably damaged, because it was just chucked at the door, and like everyone could see what it was. Like it had like the microphone image on the box. It was like a little paper thin box, and then it was just inside of it with just a little bit of foam holding the microphone, like how it would normally come. And they just slapped the shipping label right on top of the logo, so everyone knew exactly what it was. They just chucked it at my door. But I gave it a test when I first got it, and then thought, okay, this does sound pretty good. So I'll just keep it. And then I've had trouble ever since then. PLP said, my bad, my bad. You shipped that microphone to me, you slapped the logo right on there. So yeah, I was a little salty about it, and now kind of stinks because I think it might actually be damaged. It's like the power output, there's something odd with it. I don't know. I don't know if it's that or if it is, you know, just OBS settings with that microphone under USB for some reason. Like, I don't know. It comes with a very, very slim. The USB is through USB Type-C. And, my computer's kind of old. I don't know if the USB Type-C port going in is like messed up or something. I tried a bunch of different troubleshooting, and for some reason, it just does not work whatsoever. All right, guys, so we unwrapped everything again. This is a little too big. Let's go by 1.5. That's probably about the correct scale. So now everything is on the correct scale. That's how these bricks are drawn. Everything would be scaled appropriately. And now everything around the entire outside of the building, except for you. Oh, except for you, dude. That stinks. Wait a minute. It's highlighted. Might be able to, I'm thinking about how to refix that. We might be able to ignore that one, and we might be able to project this one from view, and just, since it is this way, we might be able to just line those up and get it about to the correct scale. So we'll ignore that for now, because that's probably some geometry I need to fix anyways, so yeah. BLP says, working my throwing arm out, I threw it at Mike so hard, so surprised you didn't hear it slam against the door. Oh. Yeah, bro, if you actually delivered the mic to me and you saw my name on it, I don't know why you wouldn't have knocked and been like, yo, what's up? But Legend says, can I join TreeFall Studios? Maybe one day when we're hiring. Depends on what you want to do. Are you a game developer out there? But now we can start going through, and I think the scale is pretty good. And we can start redoing it and lining everything up just right. You can join the TreeFall tribe, that's for sure. With our TreeFall fans out there. All right, let's go back to our big one, and let's do this. Rotate this by 180. We got vertex snapping on, so we should be able to snap this correctly. The vertex snapping thing, it takes a second for us to get it right. See, it doesn't want to do it right here, and then like you get it just close enough, and then you can snap it. But that is gonna make this a breeze. We will probably be able to do this whole thing just right today. So you guys will see that when we're done. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'll just rotate this by 90. Yeah. And then like, for instance, like this is gonna be scaled like a little different. Like things like this doesn't have to line up exactly, but what we wanna do is we wanna line it up here. And then we're gonna scale it a little odd. We're gonna go. Is there some kind of vertex that's trying to snap to? G on the Y wants to snap it here. That's too small. Yeah, we'll like line it up where it's exactly like 3. Let's go here to where you can see it that far, and then up here we can scale it a little bit more. Scale it like about like that. Yeah, so you can see that the bricks would loop around the inside, and that they're not cut off like where it looks bad, but they're complete bricks with the mortar around them. So yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty good. All right, we're going to continue going this way, and we're going to try to line these guys up all around. Now this is this upside down? Yeah. This guy, he's still upside down. It should be like this. Man, the vertex scaling is pretty awesome, guys. You learn something new every day. In our case, last week. That looks pretty good. Get some water, open this up. Welcome to the stream, everybody. You can see some new people joining in. We're doing some game development. I think the lighting is like okay today, but it's still like a little much coming through the window, and like my lamps, like my see how it's like a little bit of lighting this way. It's not totally uh, it's like it gets a little bit of dark and recalculating on the background light. Let's just scale the room. Let's get the room correct and facing the right way, even though we don't particularly need it to, because we're probably going to make this like an indoor texture and stuff, and like we're going to build some, we're not even done with the model in here completely. We're going to like build some beams and like some floors and some stuff. Not all of it's going to be like, we're going to build like the floor structure part of this model, but you know, we're going to take a lot of these like additional models and put those like inside the room all the way around. So like it's going to block off a bunch of the walls. And that way we don't actually have to have the bricks like completely lined up. You know, if we choose a different texture, because they're going to be mostly hidden by other objects. So I guess let's just leave the inside for now, and let's go ahead and do the rest of the outside. So we can pull that around, and we can see we're not lined up on our bricks. And this one's going to be odd. Let's look at our shape here. Well, for some reason, a lot of these were just upside down. I guess that's how they have to do it when you auto unwrap, to try to fill in all the UVs, you know? So I guess to make this line up, it would actually be like here, right? This line is all the way here. Wait a minute, let's think. It's not actually like that. So it would probably line up either way if we snap like that. So if we snap like just like this, yo guys, welcome to the stream. If we snap like this and we stay on this section, we get a little bit of a cutoff at the top where the line isn't exactly even. But I guess if we look over here, we're getting the same thing. Oh, excuse me, guys. But that's okay, because what we'll do is we will just move them all up once everything is lined up, and we'll line it exactly on that top part. And that should, with the way the scale is, it should kind of cut off the bottom too. And we'll probably put like a bottle around the bottom, so it shouldn't really be a problem. So yeah, that looks fine. Because it's kind of weird, because the way we're lining it up, we're overlapping these on these, so it's like the same brick. But I think that helps us get the thing just right. Because I mean, we could move it over one like that, and then you can see there'll be like the tiny bricks. Because this one is going to be the one that's weird wrapped, because it's going to show here. Although I guess that looks kind of good, that because I think with the little bricks like right around the corner, that looks a little bit more realistic than the bigger bricks. Because like for here, you can see it looks like a brick just on the edge of the wall, and like it looks like you could just pull that one brick out. Although it's not the exact same color, so like let's see if we move it over again and we move it to like here. We still have that problem, but it's even more noticeable, I think. So if we put it back here, I think that looks better. Yeah, I think for now we'll go with that. Legend says, I'm studying 3D designs and VFX for film production, etc. I don't need any salary. I want some experience for 3D, and I can help you for your designs, and I want to start somewhere. You know, it's crazy. A lot of people say that. You have no idea. We're not even that big of a company. When you add up all of our subscribers and followers on all of our platforms, we have around 5,000 fans between Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and our other email list type deals, Patreon, all of that. And that reminds me, before I finish this thought, we got a couple more subscribers over the weekend, guys. So we are now 6 subscribers away from 1,400, which is our next goal. So if you guys are watching this stream and you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 1,400, just 6 away. It's going to be awesome when we hit that, because then we'll be doing some crazy giveaway stuff for the 1,500 countdown. But you'll be surprised, Legend, how many DMs we get on Twitter, despite not being that big of a company, of how many people say that they want to work with us, work for us, that they'll do it for free. They just want some experience. And it's kind of crazy. I understand that it's like it is really hard to get experience in today's world, because even internships are kind of hard to get, and like everyone wants you to get experience before they hire you for anything. So being able just to put your name in the credits of something and say, hey, I worked on this project, it was sold on PlayStation, which is a major platform, it would help you. That's some credit experience. But it's as we've seen all of those messages pour in, I feel like I want to try to help people get experience in different ways, because you just can't. It's just it's kind of like a legal thing. Like, you can't really just be hiring people for free. I mean, I guess you could do free internships, but you can't really be asking people to work. It's kind of like legalese and like a little bit of a worrisome point. So we don't really like to do that too much. If we're going to use some of your work, we're going to try to pay you or write a contract with you or whatever. We're not really currently hiring, just because we're in budget money saving mode, as most studios are. But I am trying to do the best that I can to help game developers with this YouTube channel. Movie design would be cool. That would be pretty cool. PLP says, let's say 10K fans. I think count for 5,000. I think I count for 5,000 fans alone. Yeah, you probably count for more than that, to be honest. Here we go. This goes right here. Yeah, I mean, it's actually grown quite a bit in the last couple of years. It's pretty impressive. We let the YouTube channel just sit for, so many years without really doing anything. Those years when I was hardly working on TreeFall Studios when I was in college, like from the time of like Annihilation on Wii U to like just the first, like, it took a little while to finally get Pitterpot out. And then there was like a couple of years where we weren't really too active between that. I feel like the YouTube channel could have been way bigger if we would have kept working hard, and we would have gotten more experience and been a little bit better at this stuff by now already. So, but I'm extraordinarily happy and blessed with how many people have been really enjoying our digital content, enjoying the channel, enjoying the videos. It's really been growing a bunch, and I'm very thankful for all of that. We're moving this wall now, guys, so we're going to be moving here. And even if we didn't get any bigger at all, it would be okay, because we have the best fans in the world. TreeFall Studios fans actually care about TreeFall Studios and the games. It's awesome. All right, that lines up. So let's line up the bricks in the little room. This is like a mistake. It was just trying to fit the UVs into the 1x1, and it has it rotated by like around 45 degrees. But I actually think the bricks going that direction looks super cool on the floor. Just gives me idea for, different things. Legend says, oh, okay. Yeah, so, I mean, just keep an eye out. I don't know if you follow us on Twitter. Maybe we'll post on YouTube if we are hiring, but anytime we have a contract that we're hiring for, whether it be like just a quick like art commission, a logo or something like that, typically like I don't really contract out for programming. Like I do all the programming, and I contract out for music on occasion just to change it up, but I write all the music for the games and stuff. Every once in a while we will do that. We have posted on Twitter before for an art contract, but we got so much spam from like there's like 100 DMs from like all these random accounts, and some of them you could tell that they were like artists looking for commissions, and I guess they might have ran like bots to like pick up on the code words to like find our tweet like instantly. But a lot of them just seemed like bots and stuff. It was like really hard to tell who was real people and like what work was actually worth paying for. So we ended up doing those commissions through Fiverr instead. And that wasn't really that good either. It was like, I know a lot of people have good experiences with that, but I didn't think that that was that good. So we are looking for just like random personal connections that we can make throughout the industry on Twitter that we kind of know of. So if we are hiring for something, we'll probably tweet about it, and then you can send us a DM, and we'll tell you where to put your portfolio, that kind of thing. But yeah, spam on Twitter for art commission is so bad. Someone I knew wanted emote commissions and they got flooded with automated replies. That's a comment from PLP. Yeah, I was like, oh, we need to do some new logos. Let's get some new artists in here to work with us. We got a little bit of extra money. We're wanting to invest in the business, and we wanted to pay for it. And I just made like a tweet. I was like, hey, is there any artist out? I didn't even hashtag it all appropriately, so it would go to the right places. And I was just like, hey, we're looking for some. And is anybody a logo artist? Is anyone a concept artist? Anybody work in game development? We have paid contract gigs. We're wanting to do 2 company logos when we redid our logo for the TreeFall Studios, our development team, and then when we did the new logo for TreeFall Games publishing branch. And I can tell you, man, yeah, that's where the new minimalist logo came from. It was a Fiverr contract. It's like the first one that we haven't just drawn ourselves. It's okay. I kind of like it, but I'm probably just going to keep it for just a little bit, and we'll probably go through another rebrand. And I'm looking to hire like a new artist eventually, that we'll probably be able to take care of it ourselves. But yeah, and then the moment I did that tweet, I was like, even my DMs, because like my DMs have like so many random ones. It's like so hard to see, because if you look on Twitter, there's like your DMs of the people you follow and but then there's like pending ones or like on another tab, and they're like kind of hard to find. A lot of times I don't realize that I have them. Like some people, like, if you sent me one and I didn't reply, sorry, I probably missed it. I might have seen it, but most of them that come through that are usually kind of spamish anyways. So sometimes we don't reply, we don't have time to get back to everything. But there's like flooded of like just hundreds of DMs in there from like, all the times when we had asked for commissions and stuff like that, random artists, all sorts of stuff. It's crazy. I mean, I know people have like bots and stuff on Twitter that help them like manage tweets and stuff, but it felt like just ridiculous, like so fast. So pretty crazy. Yeah, the Fiverr experience was okay. It took a little longer than I thought, and then like we paid like we found a guy that like had like a bunch of good examples, and it looked like really really good work. And then like we went out of the way to pay for like the most expensive package that they had, so like we could get like revisions and custom service and stuff. And then literally like he did not want to do it. I'm like, we already paid for it, and like I was like, can we change it up just a little bit, and then like I wasn't like demanding too much. He was like, these are pretty much your options. And then I was like, can we change it just a little bit like this? And then he basically sent me back the same thing, and I was like, yeah, I'm just not messing with this. I just took it, and I was like, this is fine. So yeah, I don't think I'd ever do that again. I think I'd look for someone that I actually knew in the industry. Let's go. PLP says, I miss the old CG 3D CGI logo present in the letter, maybe during a special hours balloon. Yeah, I still got the videos for that. Because you know how like I think it's all important. Logo history is important. We didn't trash them. We still have them. Like I have that video file for that. Like that the video I CG'd is like the very first logo we ever did. And then I drew one where it was like that is like the pokey branches of like the dead tree on one end that's like falling, and then like the roots on one end. It looks pretty bad. We used that for a while, and then when we hired our other artist, um, she drew the one that we used for years, where it was like the regular tree, and then we had the seasons, and I have the seasons tree that we sold through that one funding campaign or whatever. We used that for a long time, but I didn't want to keep using it because it felt like it was getting stale, and the artist was no longer at the company and stuff. Wanted just to have a refresh, and we were gonna announce that we were opening the opening of our publishing branch services to where we were gonna like publish games on PlayStation for people, and that actually looks pretty good. Let's see if it's supposed to. I don't know if it's supposed to be on this side or not. So I figured why not just go ahead and get a new set of logos, while we're already going to be trying to commission someone for this new one. So that's why we did that. I do like it. It's grown on me, like the minimalist, it's upside down. And I like the color scheme. Like I've been really matching the green that he used in the tree. And that's kind of like our new green color that we use. I think it looks pretty good, but it's not like the best. It's not like where I would want it. I also think like, you bring up the old CG logo. For some reason, like I'm just like a big fan of like logo intros and stuff. And like I want to do one. Like I've had a bunch of videos, like almost like 30-second like animation stuff. Like like the old Disney like Traveler's Tale, like the video game, like the guys that like turned into Telltale games, like their old logo back in the day where it was like a weird little fox dude like sitting there on the bridge, and like it was like animated across the bridge type thing. You could see that in Bugs Life on PS1, for instance. Um, like I have like a bunch of TreeFall video logos in my head, where the tree is going to be falling in different situations and scenarios. I just haven't gotten super good at CG rendered movies yet, so we're gonna try that eventually. So I would like to do some of that. It would be kind of unique. So this is here. So like this should go like on this probably. I think this is how this works. Nope, that's not right. Oh, it's so hard to see. It's just that. Why? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Yeah. This is actually supposed to be beside it. There we go. I was gonna say that's the right one. There we go. There we go, guys. All right, take a look at this. So you can see this looks pretty good. It all matches all the corners on the inside of the building, on the outside. And that matches here, and it's going to flow down here. And then we're going to fix all of these things. Maybe we'll go ahead and just like find a new floor image so we can just test something so we can get a little bit of some color variation. Because we're going to have a lot of the sameness going on in here with our test setup, but we'll see. It's gonna look all right. So yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for joining in. I think our news links at the bottom should be up to date. I got rid of the Steam summer sale thing. I guess I could probably talk about it now, but we'll just wait a couple days for our next news on around that front. We don't have any games coming on sale on Steam for a little while though, since we just had them all on sale. It would be helpful if you guys still wanted to check them out. I think I'm gonna, like I mentioned last week, I did not do it over the weekend. I had a jam-packed weekend, guys. I was on the go with meeting someone or seeing friends every single day from Thursday night until yesterday. Between friends and family, I did not have any rest on the weekend whatsoever. It was a whole lot of fun though. But I mentioned last week I was gonna try to stream Mighty Math and do a high score challenge against you guys. Now that it started selling a couple more copies on Steam, so there's a few people who own the game now, and a lot of people own it on PlayStation. So I wanted to do like a giveaway, like if you could beat my high score, you'd be entered into winning, like a gift card type of thing. If you subscribe and you play the game. But I hadn't done it yet because like when the game first came out, it was like selling like really bad, like no one picked it up, so it's kind of useless. But now I think it would be a lot of fun, and I was having fun just playing it. So we need to go here. It goes to this height, just like that. Yep. But I think that it actually should be under here. And it should be like this. That's a little bit better. So yeah, if you guys want to challenge me in Mighty Math, get prepared and get ready. I think we'll probably do that sometime this week outside of our regular daily live stream. All right, let's fix this one. We're just chilling, guys. We're just heading around and fixing some of these UVs. We're lining these all up so they can be scaled and moved around, and we can have new textures on them. It's gonna be a blast. That should be snapped. Looks good. It looks good, guys. This is gonna be awesome. This is messed up. Okay, we got some issues here. Look at this. The bricks are like, they're just straight up giving up. Let's see how we can fix this. One rotate is not going to do it on an even plane. And this is like one of the one things. I don't think that you can mess with the rotation in here. I don't think you can just like zero it out on the rotated axis, which is like a little disheartening. I might be able to, whoops, might be able to lock this here. And then if we just go to rotate, that's too far. Oh, so hard to tell. I don't think that's gonna work. It's so hard to tell if it's completely straight. Like that's like really straight looking. But it's not, yeah. Because this would line up completely. Like it needs to go back. Oh man. I think that's probably honestly good enough. Like no one will be able to tell. Let's see. That's very minute difference. Yeah. I think that's good. Go fix this. Sometimes I like the bricks when they look like they're this way across, but then I still think it looks better overall the other way. So let's take these. Ah. Yeah. We don't need to move the floor with that. Let's get this over here on the main image and just see what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, they fit. It doesn't look too thin and too scaled. Like the bricks still look all right, like a little scaled. So I think that looks okay. The bricks look pretty straight. Yeah. All right. We'll keep them. I actually think this looks pretty good. I think it's probably better to go this way than match it up this way. I think it will look a little too similar. So let's go to the next set of walls over here. Because this is where it's going to be complicated. Let's go. Like, so we went this wall and then we went down. Let's go this way this time. Let's zoom out. Like way over here. Super tired now. That actually doesn't matter. It probably needs to go over one. But that looks pretty good. We're cutting off exactly. Looks like it's tiling correctly. Go here and let's highlight this guy. Rotate it. This is like almost good enough. Oh gosh. I'm like just about to die all of a sudden. That brick is off just a little bit. Like scaling this one might be a little bit more noticeable. Oh, it's okay. That brick looks pretty good. So we're gonna move these all in one piece so we cut off the top part at the end. So that'll get fixed. We got our Patreon subscribers down here below. You can join us on Patreon. I'm behind. I got to make our Patreon post for the month. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of some of this news. I think I'll surprise our Patreon subscribers first with it before the live YouTube audience gets to hear it. Yeah, you're about to die. You seem pretty content with that. Oh yeah, like oh, I'm about to just pass right on out, bro. I need a nap, but I can't get one. Got way more work to do. Let's go here. AZ Mist says hi. Welcome to the stream, AZ Mist. Good to see you. I hope you are doing wonderful today. Now, this is a little weird. This needs to kind of sit. We need to go with this one. Oh, the vertex snapping is giving us some trouble, guys. We need to get it over here. And this vertex needs to match up with this one. Yeah, so like maybe we don't need to do it like that because you can see it's like a little odd looking. Like the bricks line up. So they'll match. But it's like this brick that gets cut off. It's actually like continued here. So I don't think that looks too good. Let's move it over one. Let's take this one. Man, we're having trouble. Stop snapping, guys. There we go. Yeah, that looks, well, doesn't look great, to be honest. But it's better. Well, I wish I could move it over. I don't have another thing to snap it on. I wonder if I just do it on the other side, it'd probably be alright. Yeah, that's snapped. Is this one not straight either? It looks like it's not exactly on that line. And yeah. Oh yeah, it doesn't line up at all that way. Let's just put it back, guys. And we're going to leave it on this one for now. And we'll probably move it around. As AZ Mist says, I wonder what texture size you were using. These are actually small. This is a 512 by 512, man. So we're talking old. This is not our texture that we're going to be keeping. We're just using this to get a sense of scale because we're going to do bricks similar. Usually I use 1024 by 1024 for most of our textures, which is like an HD texture. But I mean, a lot of times, you're using 2048 by 2048 on even in the PS4 generation. Some textures are like that, but all textures, depending on how important they are and how big and small the object are, you might do like an atlas with a few different textures in that size, or you might do some small ones, 256s for some little pots or whatever. 512 here and there. I think everyone blows out texture sizes nowadays, and I think that's a big problem. That's part of why game sizes are so big. Textures take up more space than like the models themselves. The image data does. So yeah, we're just working off of a small one. This is an old texture. We're just trying to get the scale here. We're just trying to get all the walls lined up so then we can move it all. We can highlight it all and move it all around and test the sizes with the new bricks that will be similar size and scale to these. Now, what we are doing, let's get that to the wall right there. We are going to be changing this up and adding a few different textures, so it's not all going to have to be exactly on this scale, but the walls that are going to have bricks that match, we just need them to have lined up. And then you can see, obviously, to get them to look this small and textured, even though these bricks themselves are a small image and the bricks themselves are kind of big, we are just scaling the actual UVs over the map like quite a bit, which in some cases can be frowned upon because that creates overlapping UVs. Your UVs are leaving the one-to-one square, which can introduce issues when you're baking lighting, but we're using the Unity game engine. And in Unity, there is an option that works for me most of the time, and I can still get decent baked light results. And there's a checkbox that you can let Unity know that there's overlapping UVs, and then they'll generate new UVs for you, but keep the same scale. And it kind of works with their baking solution. So I typically don't worry about it too much, and sometimes, depending on the game, we don't actually bake the lighting if it's going to look... Sometimes it makes the lighting look better because you have more realistic shadows and stuff in the corners, and you don't have to run post-processing effects for just the ambient occlusion and stuff. You can actually bake a little bit of ambient occlusion into your levels. But sometimes, for some games, it's just better for us, and it ends up looking better just using, depending on how our scene is set up, the real-time lighting, even though that's more cost performant on the game engine itself. Is this already done, right? Oh, this is our, we don't have to rotate this at all. We still use it sometimes because we make the rest of our games pretty efficient. Texture sizes are typically efficient. We compress those, and my code is much more efficient than it used to be. So not exactly worried too much. If we have to run a little bit of real-time lighting, we will be able to figure out a way to make the game highly performant. This level is also designed to where a lot of stuff is indoors, and a lot of these big walls, or we're going to use occlusion culling and de-render quite a bit of the objects in the game. So if we have to go past that and do some more tricks to make it more performant, we can. But this is going to be the weakest hardware this is going to be on is going to be a PlayStation 4, which is still, at this point, even though it's 10 years old, is still largely powerful hardware, and we shouldn't have a problem. All right, we're going to highlight this wall, guys, and yeah, rotate that one by 90 degrees. Make sure it's not upside down. And then, so we have... Let's look at this in wireframe to see. So we're missing, we did delete that face. Did I put this incorrect? Go back to our textured view. Oh, no, it's right. But that means that this wall needs to go on the outside of this one. So go back and take you. Oof. Oh, is there? Yeah, there's just toggle. Let's just get it close without snapping. And then when we need to snap, let's just toggle the snapping back on. And then go for this one. Yeah. Although this wall... is what needs to go. This side of the wall is what needs to line up right there, not the other one. It's gonna look... No, yeah, it doesn't look right. Let's turn our snapping back off. Let's get close. Welcome to the stream, guys. I can see quite a few people tuning in. Let's try to figure this out here. This is like what we want lined up, basically. But it looks like it's going the wrong way. Let's turn our snapping back on. Let's go with this vertice. That's a huge overlapping UV there, but I think that looks okay. Okay. And like I said, we don't need to, worry too hard on some of these corners and edges, especially the stuff that's not really even going to be seen by the camera or the player. This one will be seen just briefly, or you could take a look at it when you come out of this secret door, but I don't really think most people are going to notice it. But it feels like this itself, that this thing needs to be mirrored. Like it needs to flip here, although it doesn't, because when you look at it from the front, this would be the end. It just needs to match up with this part. So it's like a little confusing. I want to say like maybe it needs to even do... Let's take our snapping off so we can see. Like, let's see what the edge of this is. It's the edge of this big one. This might possibly need to be like right here kind of thing. And like it would probably line up pretty good. Whoa, we got some oddities here. Those colors look better on the lineup, but as you can see, let's take this here for just a sec. These pieces with these doors, we have them cut out pretty efficiently, and we like lowered up our polygons around them, but it's not completely straight. And then when we unwrap them, we're not getting a straight line. Like if you look, let's take snapping off and let's go to our vertex mode. And you can see if we go to this vertex, this would be 7.95. This is 7.92. This is, yep. See how we got a little bit less? 8.3, 8.5. The line is just slowly tilting ever so much. So even though we snapped it up and it's supposed to line up with this wall, some of these are going to just ever be so slightly off, like just like this. The 0.2 difference is going to make this like a little bit bigger each time. You can see if you came around the corner, the textures, and you took your camera and you looked at it, they wouldn't look that good. You know, a lot of games, there's texture cuts and seams that are worse than this. Even in games that absolutely look gorgeous, you know, with great art, have a bunch of texture seam issues. One of my biggest examples is Super Mario Odyssey. That game looks great, has good visuals, it's high quality put together from Nintendo, but the game designer in me noticed things immediately when I started playing that game. Like right in the very first set of places that you go, there's like very obvious texture seams that just come straight down where like the texture doesn't line up at all, and the texture is just blurry enough that they just left it, and, you know, no one's really going to pay attention to it. So you can get away with it in plenty of games and no one even really noticed and the graphics still look good. And something like this minute is hardly worth taking time to fix, but I do it anyways. We're just gonna do it anyways because we know how to fix it. We can straighten all these lines up if we take them by on the scale on the Y by 0, and that'll straighten that up. We'll scale this on the X by 0, and that'll straighten that up. This can just scale on the Y by 0, straighten that up, and let's scale this on the Y by 0, and then let's go ahead and make sure we're lined up evenly. So this is 6.621, this is 6.624. Let's go for 624. And yeah, so those are lined up. PLP says, I haven't noticed that. I'll have to look for that next time I play the game. I have almost 400 hours in Odyssey. Next time I'm going to play it very slow and appreciate every little aspect of the game. I can actually send you screenshots. I took plenty of them on my Nintendo Switch right away. Most of the screenshots I take on every game is bugs or graphical issues that I find odd, or things that I'm very impressed with how they did it. Because a lot of the times there are very cool tricks on how they do something. Like I've got a bunch of shots in Xenoblade, the way that they do, you know, foliage and stuff. I save some of those screenshots and go, okay, you know, this is a good idea on how to model this. You know, sometime this is how you do this, or I can really see sometimes how Nintendo's games are like highly efficient. You know, they do a whole lot of things in them. Like it's very interesting, like how some of their games are made, especially how it runs on the Switch. Like yeah, they do have a lot of really good ideas and how things work. And sometimes, you know, you can catch something ever so slightly off. So yeah, I'll send them to you. There's definitely some. One of the ones that sticks out to me is right in the beginning, I don't know if it's called Cascade Falls or what it's called. See, I scaled this on 0, but did I scale this on 0? But scale the Y by 0. Let's make sure these are all the same. Oh, there we go. It's going to cause us to have to fix all of these just a little bit. We might not be able to fix it all perfectly, but what we'll do is we'll get as close as possible so it's much less noticeable by players in the game. But it's called Aditya Vias. I'm going to say that. If I pronounce that name wrong, I'm sorry. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. I hope you're doing well today. But yeah, PLP, the Cascade Falls level where you get to play as the dinosaur, the one where Mario puts the hat on the dinosaur, that's like one of the most like advertised levels that they did right before the game came out and stuff. And there's like a bunch of different spots in there where the textures, you can just see the line right down the middle. It doesn't line up. There's like stumps on that level a bunch of the times, and the wood texture, it doesn't go all the way around in a seamless tile. It actually just cuts off, and there's just a line. And what you want to do sometimes, I mean, sometimes I have to do textures like that just they don't line up, you know. And then the most advantageous thing to do when you have lines like that aren't lining up, you want that side to be the side that the player doesn't really see that much. You know, the one that you would put another object in front of it, or you would turn that to where that was the side facing the wall, or, you know, something blocking the way. So you wouldn't really have, you know, any kind of visual impairment issues that makes the game look ugly or anything. Scale on the Y by 0. All right, so that should get us all on the same page there. And then let's highlight all of this. And let's go back to, not that, the whole object mode. And let's see if we can line this up. Let's get it close, and then let's go for snapping. Let's vertex snap here. Yeah. Now that everything is scaled good here, it's still not scaled evenly with this. But now what we can do is, it still looks like everything's a little off here. But if we go back here, now this is why it's tedious, a little too tedious to fix it. But now we go to the lines. Can we not do? Yeah, we can. Wait a minute. I guess we can't do it that way. Oh, here we go. So this line is all straight, 9, 6, 3, 4. Oh, it's rounded. Let's go here. And then we'll lower that to just like that. All right, guys, so this is how you're going to be able to tell if this is working or not. Keep an eye right here on this part of the screen. And as I lower all of these by like a 0.0001, we're going to get ever so slightly closer to lining up perfectly. And then by the time that we do all like 5 of these lines, this should look like the bricks are exactly the same size. So let's see if we can get it done and see if it actually works. Yeah, I couldn't even hardly tell there. I don't think that that's where the bricks are coming off. Let's do it here. How much is this? Okay. There we go. It's this one. It's just the lines around the door. But let's do them all to make sure we're all lined up. You could see how it snapped into place just a little bit ago. These lines were not even, so the bricks weren't totally textured correctly. It looks like they are still off down at the bottom a little bit, but lining that up, snap that into place. So let's go ahead and copy this. Let's get all of these lines. Anything that's surrounding the door cutouts that we did, they're not 100% straight. Let's make sure that these are all lined up. Yep, this is the ones we need. Yeah, we can just get all of these to make sure this one's lined up all the way across. Don't need those. We can get these. A lot of little vertices to check here. This is a long one. Snap that down. It'll all be that size. Yeah, you can see we got another issue here. You can see how like it's just off like this much right here. If you look way down here somewhere, it'll be off literally just that much. So like I said, and when you look at it from far away, like obviously the bricks still look like they tile correctly. They look like bricks. So you know, in game development, sometimes you got to let go. You can't do everything just perfectly because games will never ever come out. But for our live stream purposes and our teaching on YouTube, we are going to do it all right. And we're going to scale that by 0 so it's straight, and then we're going to drop it, match it exactly. So that should fix the problems we were just seeing. Pretty close. Everything's lined up. Now we just got the last one. See if I can find a spot. Yeah, see it's off just a little bit right there. Let's take this here. Let's make sure that these don't change. Let's copy that value. Scale that on the Y by 0. All right, here's gonna be the magical trick. All right, so we're just lining this up here. You look right here, see how it's off just a little bit. We should go ahead and drop it in. And boom. Did we line it up? I don't think I noticed it that time. So are we off somewhere else? This actually might be... Uh-oh. Did we line up one over here that... we probably did this. Yep. All right, here's where it is. One of these lines should be this one. It's not even across here, and it should be. Wait a minute. All right, so it's lined up. We got 0.781 across all of these. 781. 781. Wait a minute. 792, 792, 792, 951. Oh, here we go. This top over here is 9634. And we scaled it over here, but not up here. That'll help up top. That had a little problem. Did we get this correct? These are all 781s. Yeah. These are 4319, 4319, 4319, 781, 630, 792, 7. Oh. We got another one off here. It's probably because this line wasn't scaled by 0. Scale on the Y by 0. 792. Probably gonna have to let this one go, guys. Mia Johnson says, hi, yo, welcome to the stream. She says, oh, I am late. That's all good. Yeah, we have been streaming since 3 o'clock Eastern time. So we're actually streaming. It's an hour and 22 minutes. Yep, hour 23. Must have started just a tad early. It's about to be 4:23 over here. So yeah, welcome to the stream. We're tediously trying to line up some textures. And I can't seem to find the culprit down here because it would be this line or something related to it. But it looks like these are all... Oh, here it is. It's this. Yeah. So 630. 630. These, so 630. This right here, these should all be scaled on the Y by 0. And we should copy and paste those to 630. Boom, there we go. We saw that whole shift over here on the right side of the screen. All right, guys, now the bricks are 100% lined up perfectly. And whenever you go to play this game in the future, you can realize that we took painstaking details in order to get this just so everything is realistic. I want to say Nibiski says hi. I hope I pronounced that right. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing well today. Thanks for joining in on our texturing and model process. All right, so now we're lined up on the outside and we straightened all these up so they look pretty good. I didn't realize that actually included this. That included all, we flattened all this out. So this long part right here is actually around the curve. So that actually looks awesome. These bricks curve all the way around and they don't match up to the other side. Although we haven't matched that side up yet, so it's okay. We're gonna match that up. We'll go around this way now. And we should be able to get it all just fine. We're gonna forget that inside, but we are gonna go ahead and do this like the rest of them. We're gonna go put this, we don't need the floor. Floor is gonna be different scale and different texture. We're gonna go put this over here and, you know, somewhere we'll do a different one. Something like this, so it looks flat and even. Kind of hard to see because our scale's getting so big. The little details are hard to edit, but you can see bricks go around the curve just like that. So that looks pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, we can fix this top part. We can fix these inside walls and the outside walls. Let's get all of the outside working first. So let's straighten up this real quick. But thanks for joining into the stream, everyone. I can see we got some people tuning in and stuff. Glad you guys are here. We got information About our company and games down below. Should be running all the time. Where to find us on social media, subscribing to the YouTube channel. You guys are new here. We're only 6 subscribers away from 1,400, which is our next goal. If you find this content interesting, be sure to subscribe. Interesting or informative. Actually, instead of listing this as gaming, I listed this stream today as education because I'm like, well, I'm working and I'm going to be talking about all this game design stuff that we're doing and, you know, kind of learning as we go. And let's take snapping off so we don't have that problem. And talking about some game design techniques. Now let's snap that. Let's see here. We're looking good. Those bricks line up just perfect. This is what we want. This is like the exact lineup that we want, guys, because you can see right here, this looks like the corner, when you turn the corner, the brick is actually slotted in correctly. And like then when the bricks are too big, it looks like bricks are actually bumping into each other. So yeah, that looks pretty good. About as good and realistic as we would get it. We can move these and those, but so this wall is done. Let's go around the sides of this wall. Because let's try to do all the outside on the stream today because I do have to end a little bit earlier than normal because we have some prior engagements tonight that we got to get to. Tomorrow's stream will be same time, 3 o'clock Eastern time for US time. I know quite a few of our viewers are not in the United States. We have a lot of viewers in Europe and all sorts of different countries. So welcome in. I think that a lot of those time frames, it's like not the day, but a lot of those countries, they watch at night for these streams. This is like right in the middle of the day for United States time. Getting close to the end of the workday, but not totally. All right. Where is that? I was scrolling all around looking because I don't see this little guy. See how we got a little bit of a hanging out UV? It's lost somewhere. I was like, what did we highlight? I don't see it in the model. It's not this top. It would be somewhere over here. Let's go to wireframe, guys, and let's see if we got a face or something that's connected to this. Look at that. Or no. I was like, I thought it was over here. That's just the origin of that. I don't see where it is. It looks like... Is everything just... Let's just start over. That's not what we want. We want that. Yeah, it's grabbing something somewhere. But does it look like it's grabbing anything? That all looks like wireframe. It all looks pretty good. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Yeah, it looks like it's all straight. So a little odd, a little awkward there. We got a couple things hanging out here that we could actually delete. These walls we probably won't use because we already have this cut on the inside. Right here, you see? Scroll back over to our rendered view. So, well, let's just try to line this whole thing up, I guess, like we've been doing, and then we'll see if that'll give us some more information on what this little guy is hanging out over there. Because if I click on this and move, whoa, let's turn our snapping off so we can... Let's look at this whole wall and let's move it around. Is there anything that you guys can see that's not moving? We can see the bricks are sliding all around. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's shrink up this so you guys can see. All right, help me spot this. Is there a part of this wall that is not moving? Doesn't look like it. And then, so if we click on this one, I don't see it over there. I don't see it moving. So it is hanging out somewhere. We do have a lost face. And if we move this, I don't see anything on that. It's not part of that wall. My guess is it could be inside this bridge. Nope. We deleted that face, so it's not inside the bridge. Huh. That's a mystery, guys. I don't know if we're going to solve it today. We might have to solve it tomorrow, but we can... I'm going to move them at the same time just so we can. We'll move the little face who's lost, and we'll move the giant wall together. We have the... Let's zoom. We need to see more a little bit. Let's go back to around half and half. Yeah, here we go. This is the wall we're trying to line it up on. Here is our new stuff. So it would go over here. Something about like this. Get it close. We'll go back to our snapping mode. We'll go grab this vertice and pull them in here. And then boom, we're all lined up. Everything looks good. Everything lines up all the way across this way. Now, and you can see, since we've been lining up everything all the way around, we have a good line around the original, because we started over here on this wall, and then we went around this way, and then we lined this big wall up with these, and then we went inside this room up here, and then did those, then did this outside, and then now we're here. So we're all lined up and everything looks realistic, but I think we have something missing somewhere. It's going to take us a little bit of time to find that. And let's, if we do, there it is. All right, guys, watch this. So this little guy, let's see. If we unclick him, it's not that. That should disappear. What is happening, everyone? Material preview. I don't know where that guy is hanging out. He's a little lost. But nothing looks too bad. Everything's lining up correctly. Nothing is noticeably off, so he must be an inside face somewhere, or maybe like a duplicate face laying on another one. That's not the end of the world, but something that we would like to get rid of eventually. See, we got a little bit of duplicating faces down here. That could be like a little bit of an issue. We could probably get rid of those. A little easier to see. What is actually duplicating? I'm a little confused on what it is. It looks like we got some rendering there. Oh, we don't actually have anything duplicating. I knew it. I thought we had cleaned all that up. Guys, that is just these models sitting on top of it. That's okay. We're not actually going to delete the bottom faces of these just to save one quad. That's not really worth it, because these will be placed around in the level, and then, you know, we might drop them sideways, so you would need to see that there is a bottom and it's not invisible. And it's not really worth making two models and importing two different models or two different files are for just one quad. So we are going to have it like that, where there's a face on the bottom that you can't see. So, but that doesn't help us find this missing face, so that's a little odd. We'll just have to move on, I guess, and maybe we'll find him another day. Now this is odd. Let's take off our snapping so we see what's going on. I don't know where this is. So we're dragging this all around, guys, and we're not seeing any movement here or here. What else has been highlighted? Let's go ahead and go here, wireframe, and figure out where our seam is incorrect. Oh, it's over here. Ah, here we go. These are the faces we were talking about we probably won't need. So we go back to our material view. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's take these for now. We'll bring these back down. Like I said streams ago that we didn't get rid of these walls yet because we were going to leave them connected in case we decided to make another indoor room like over here in the corner, like off of this hallway. I don't think that we will. We've already made so many secrets that this is going to be pretty good. So let's go ahead and eliminate that. Let's get that off the wall. And I don't think we're going to need some of these other things too. Like this guy, that's a duplicating face. Now I can see down that hallway. We don't really need that. There's probably one on the other side that's duplicating. We're all inside though. No, I already got rid of that one, so yeah, we're good there. That's inside there. That's inside there. Good, good. Now the only other thing we could get rid of down in this section is like we could delete this whole wall, like all of these guys. Don't know if we're gonna do that just yet, because we could always add a basement down below here. Would be kind of cool. Just highlight everything. Let's go to mesh and merge distance to remove some vertices, and that did connect us up some. And I'm assuming that's over here on the wall that we just did. So let's just double check and make sure everything doesn't look bad, that we didn't warp anything from there, merging anything. PLP says, bruh, what's up? Give you some motivation for drawing. Big motivational speech. Well, I will pay you and put you in the credits of our next game. How's that for motivation? Let's do this. Like, you can do it, and start clapping. You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. That's some serious motivation. How is that? Is that 10 out of 10? My motivation is severely lacking as it is. These need to flip around and stuff, but we'll fix that. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything got destroyed by getting those vertices out of the way. I think that was clearing up the floor to those like 5 faces that we deleted on the inside. So everything looks good. So we can go ahead and match these up and keep on moving. Yo, Mekan, what's up, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. Thomas, welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. Guys are just jumping on in. I love this. Yeah, Mekan said he caught up. PLP says, yo, works for me. Yeah, PLP, you're the junior marketing director for TreeFall Studios. You're gonna love your new position. It's gonna be great. Thomas, I hope you're doing great. And he says, Thomas says, bet you'll never guess what I'm doing. What are you doing, bro? Let me guess. I was just mind blown. I was going to talk to you today. Dude, your tweet, oh my God, I was laughing so hard last night. I was reading it. I was like, I just checked Twitter before I went to bed. I was like, I hadn't been on it all day. Yesterday was family day. And, you know, we were just busy all day. I picked up my grandma and brought her to church with me. And, you know, so I wasn't online or anything like that. And then I saw your, before, like, on Saturday, I saw your tweet and it was like 200 views. And I was like, nice. You know, I was thinking maybe, you know, you had your, I was like, your marketing is great because you didn't put your video link. I was taking a lesson note from you. Like, you didn't put your video link in the tweet. You were trying to make the tweet, like, you know, spread more because Twitter doesn't like it if you click off to another video. A lot of if I put the YouTube link right in the main tweet, it doesn't really get much traction. They won't share it. I was like, that's a good idea. I was like, hopefully that works out for them. And then when I checked last night, it was like 125,000 views. I was like, oh my God. And then I started like reading all the replies. I was like, oh my gosh, people are just ridiculous. So I was going to talk to you about that and see how you felt. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But as far as guessing what you're doing, maybe let's guess you're playing a TreeFall Studios game. Let's say maybe. And then, yeah, Mekan says, thank you. I catched it up at last. Yeah, Mekan, I'm glad you're here, man. I was talked about you earlier in the stream, sort of, about you got me on a new avenue. I'm thinking differently, so I appreciate it. And Thomas says, my phone was exploding for like 2 days straight, gained 400 plus Twitter followers. Yeah, that's great. He was tweeting about quitting his job, and he's got a great video out. You should go watch it on his channel. It's about him quitting his job to be an indie game developer. And yeah, it just blew up. It went so viral, got 100,000 views, and so many people. I was like, dude, I wish I was in. I wish I commented on it earlier. I didn't, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, all those game developers. So many game developers were like with 14,000 followers, 15,000 followers. Like they're all like saying, don't do this. Like, oh, it's the worst mistake of your life. It's anxiety inducing. How could you do this? And I'm like, bro, I was like, where's the positivity? I mean, like, it's dangerous and risky, but like in the video, you talk about like how you calculated the risks, how, you did everything right, monetarily speaking, and all this. You were prepared for it. And I'm like, bro, everyone is like hating because it didn't work out for them. I was like, oh man, I felt so bad for your Twitter. And then you had like reply guys show up and were like, yo, congrats, good job. I would never be able to do this. Just tweeting back randomly when it just popped up onto their feed, so they can get some Twitter views themselves. But yeah, I was laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I was like, man, look at all these developers' opinions. This is crazy stuff. But oh yeah, Mekan, I'm gonna tell you tomorrow. I got some news tomorrow. It's gonna be, you got me thinking, bro. And yeah, I mentioned that in the beginning of the stream. We might have some news. I'm very excited. So you should know what it is. I'll let you know on Discord later, but I'm gonna be talking about it, how it turns out tomorrow. Thomas Mekan says to Thomas, he's applied his 7th time for Nintendo Switch today, and Thomas says he's filling out the application for Nintendo Switch. He also says most people who replied to the tweet didn't watch the video. It was like a whirlwind of extremely positive and extremely negative responses. Yeah, you got to realize the Twitter thing. It's crazy because there's this guy I follow. He's like a Nintendo YouTuber. His name is Botox Games. He follows me on Twitter now. We talked a little bit the other day. I found one of his videos like a long time ago, and like he said something about Nintendo. He like kind of grew up playing the Wii U and stuff. He's like a little bit younger than me, but he said something that I really liked. So I watch all his videos because he kind of plays games like me and stuff. He has a friend that he like does a podcast with, and like, I had seen some of his tweets show up on my timeline. I don't really follow that many people. I try not to follow anyone with the TreeFall account, but I will interact with a lot of people. And then like if I want to follow you, I'll follow you with my personal account and stuff, because I'm trying to keep the business Twitter like, where it's not that much going on and stuff. And I saw, like, I talked to him a couple times. I tweeted a joke or two to him. And then, like, I went to his profile to see what he was about, his, like, Nintendo podcast and stuff. And, like, he had a tweet that went viral and had, like, 1.5 million views. But, he still only had, like, 300 or 400 followers. So I thought to myself, like, it kind of got me realizing that, Twitter might algorithm out something you say and you might get just piled on or whatever, or people will just love it. But like those people, like, it's like all just like constant like talk and babble. They barely go to your profile and actually see who you are and actually care about following or continuing, becoming a fan of yours on social media. So yeah, it's pretty interesting that you say, I said all that story just to say, your reply said, hundreds of thousands of people saw that tweet and you got like 400 followers. So like the percentage of people who actually saw the tweet and decided like, hey, I'm gonna follow you is like extremely low. Obviously that's super helpful. Like it would take me at this point, like on our current growth scale, unless we release another game, it would probably take months and months to hit another 400 followers or whatever. We usually just pick up new followers when we release a new game because sometimes people find out about it or whatever. And we usually do giveaways, and a lot of people do our retweet giveaways and stuff like that never saw us before and then keep following us or whatever. So yeah, 400, that's pretty impressive. That's great stuff. But yeah, I was just laughing. I was like, dude, this is crazy. You had so many people who were just like, yeah, great job. I could never do this and all this stuff. And I went through a couple of them, like looked at their profiles. I'm like, they didn't follow you. I'm like, these people just see this stuff and they just, just reply or whatever. I reply to a bunch of people and just, when I see stuff like that in my feed, but you could tell it was like, it just got dropped in people's feeds like everywhere. But good luck with your Nintendo application. I'm going to be listening in. I can't wait for you to tell me how that goes. I got a new idea on what I'm going to try to do for my, next application to try to get it to go across. Because like this time I thought like, man, I thought for sure like it was totally going through. Because I didn't see why not. I'm like, the stats on my games are like, pretty good. Like they're releasing like non-stop garbage on the Switch eShop, and I'm like, this looks a million times better. And I cannot believe they still deny with zero reasoning. I've also thought like a couple different times, I'm like, I was afraid that like the letter stuff would be, I've never applied to get the letter on Switch. And then I thought, one, either the letter and my old time with Nintendo, like they're never gonna let me get on there. Or maybe like ironically, I've been waiting all these years applying with all these new games, they say no. But then when I go and apply and say the letter's coming to Switch, then they just say yes with nothing else. I thought that would be like that would be like the funniest thing on the face of the planet. But yeah, so PLP's asked, did they reject tilting tiles? Yeah, they rejected Micro Challenge, which was pretty crazy because like, the trailer has like 3,000 views on it now. It's sold a bunch on PlayStation. It's got like good reviews. I think it looks like professionally, like as far as the trailer and like the gameplay and stuff. Like it doesn't have to be like better in your opinion than the original tilting tiles, because I feel like the original two games are really really good still too, but I feel like it's probably the best like polished package of the bunch, and it has multiplayer, local co-op multiplayer, which Switch really cares about. So I was like hugely shocked that they said no. I was like really really surprised, so because I thought that would be like the one, like that would be the best one probably for me to get in. And I'm like, at that point I'm like, yo, Nintendo is on something else. They're on something else over there, that's for sure. We'll probably not even make this bricks, to be honest. We can line this up, guys, but I'm thinking we might change this and have this to be like a concrete marble texture. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to scale this as close as we can get it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to try to line this up about as evenly as we can. That way we can maybe put bricks here if we decide to. So that's what we're about to do next. And I got a couple comments from Metgan. He says, I've been following Thomas since like he had 200 subs or something. He is not stupid, and he went from a game dev novice to a total monster. So I'm pretty sure he knows all the risks. I am learning Tumblr for marketing. This platform is super efficient. 40 upvotes, 2.7K impressions converted to 11 wish lists. That's pretty good, Mekan. Those are pretty good stats. Yeah, I don't have a Tumblr. Our only current advertising we do for our social media for TreeFall Studios is, we majorly run YouTube. We run Twitter pretty well. We have a Facebook that we haven't deleted, but we don't really use it. But it does reach some fans that aren't following us on anything else. And our Discord is really, really growing. So those are the kind of avenues that we usually use to connect with fans and advertise our games and tell people how to find them and all that kind of stuff. So interesting. I haven't heard anyone say that they've been going to Tumblr in a long time. So you let me know how that goes. That'll be pretty cool. Let's just scale it on the Y and just get us a little bit closer. And then I want to say we're probably going to have to zero these out. Metgan says there are rumors about the next Nintendo console at the start of 2024. Maybe they'll save us for that. Sorry, I'm not Tumblr. Imgur, my bad. Oh yeah, that's like the image site. I was gonna say I thought Tumblr was kind of like dead a long time ago, but yeah, I don't have one of those, and I've never gone on Imgur really, but I think that's like where they store GIFs and stuff. So if you could just upload your own GIFs of your games and stuff, like I feel like that would probably be, pretty helpful. Let's straighten these lines up, guys, and let's see if we can get this on the Y pretty good. Let's scale. Well, let's do it all at once. Let's scale this on 0 too. Scale this on the Y by 0. That's pretty good. But yeah, also again to your comment, Thomas is a beast. Very excited to watch his game development career now that he's jumped off into solo indie game development. All right. He did not just say GIF. Oh, do you pronounce it GIF? I do say. I feel like he said it. Oh, dude, PLP, you crack me up, man. Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, I say GIF a lot of the time. Like I guess like GIF peanut butter. Yeah, that's not really. Yeah, I guess a lot of people say GIF. It is a G. I don't know why I say GIF. You said he said it twice. Oh my gosh, that is so funny, dude. Oh my gosh. Let's go with this one. Let's vertex snap. So yeah, we're already seeing some semi results. We're lining up here, but we're not completely scaled right. And I don't know how we're gonna get this scale. It needs to kind of go to, let's see. This is gonna be kind of hard. We gotta get this scale just right. So I think that we're a little too. We're just too big. Like this needs to be like. This needs to be wider. What I need to do is take this, this, and this, and this, and then these guys. All right. And so this needs to actually match this and fill up this entire space. But then we also need to get. I think the height is exactly the same here. So we need to do, let's take the snapping off, guys, and let's try to make sure we're about the same on the height first, and then we'll line it up. Yeah, I think we're going to be scaled a little too tall, so let's scale this down on the Y, and then let's just do some quick math and like try to get this lined up right. Thomas says, I think the creator of GIF says it's supposed to be pronounced with a J, but I still think he's wrong. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't really have to say GIF or GIF out loud too often, so I never really have to think about it. And now that you guys all have different opinions on how it should be pronounced, that is like the funniest thing I've ever heard today. Let me know. We got a lot of viewers watching live now. Vote in the comments. Is it GIF or is it GIF? Let us know and let us see what we'll come up with a solution, and we'll solve the problem today. We'll figure out what is the accepted phraseology, and then from there we'll determine whether I care or not. And the answer is I probably won't, and I'll probably say it wrong continually. PLB says he did say that he also didn't invent the English language and how words are spoken. Wow, I wonder, I haven't seen any of that. Like, I have not looked into the creator of GIF or GIF whatsoever. No, no knowledge. I have no idea. These guys, dude, this should probably be scaled flat. Look at this. This is some serious issue. Scale that on the X by 0. Let's do it for this one too. Scale this on the X by 0. We're gonna have some wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff here. This don't look right. We're probably just gonna use a different texture just to make this easier on us, so we're not working on this all day. But I wonder if we just, like, bro, like, what's the harm? Could it really be so bad? Oh, there's a line in National Treasures. Like, could it really be so simple? Let's just turn this into a single. Let's just turn this into a single face. Let's dissolve it and just dissolve all these vertices, and let's see if we can do this. Or let's just go with limited dissolve. Yeah. And then let's just unwrap this again like a baller would. And then let's go back and go here and let's unwrap it and project from view. And now let's get us here. Let's get these guys. And we're going to line this up exactly right. Yeah, this will be just fine, everyone. It's going to be the last thing we do. And then, all right, hold on. We got a couple comments here. Putting a vote towards GIF as a TreeFall moderator, unofficial senior marketing director, and soon to be official artist, as well as the biggest TreeFall fan. My vote counts for at least 500 people, and there is nothing false with the statement that he just made. That's it. Metgan says, "Oh, you watch Doctor Who? David Tennant? David Tennant is my man. I love David Tennant. I haven't watched Doctor Who in quite a while. I fell off. I've seen. I don't really watch. I haven't watched classic Who, but I have seen Christopher Eccleston. So like the restart of Doctor Who through Peter Capaldi, through most of Capaldi, and then I stopped. I stopped somewhere during Capaldi's time. I never finished it. It was kind of just like it was losing me. But then people say like it's actually good now. But like I don't know if that's true or like that he was good. Like some people like his Doctor, I guess. I wasn't the biggest fan right away. And yeah, I never continued watching the show after that. And I don't really like, there's a couple good episodes in the first season, the Eccleston season, but really overall, I wouldn't even really recommend watching that, like for my own personal taste, to be honest. And yeah, he said don't bother after Capaldi. Yeah, no, yeah, I heard it's pretty bad. I'd seen some videos about like how the writing had just taken a terrible turn and stuff. So I never watched it, but yeah, I didn't really like Capaldi's either, and like I didn't care for Eccleston's too much. I think he's a fine actor, to be honest. But I really just like the David Tennant run. Like I felt like that show, like back in the day, like those episodes were good. Like that was back when like it was. I love shows during that time, like the 2005 to like 2010 range of TV shows is like usually my favorite seasons because like you had enough to where like special effects were cool, but you could still tell it was old and stuff wasn't super realistic and stuff. And like post 2010, I think like CG like ruined everything kind of. And also like the farther you go into modern TV, everything is like very polarizing. You know, it's all, you know, it's I won't go into that discussion, but I just don't think shows past 2015 are really good. And I love Matt Smith. Like I was so shocked, like how good that I thought the Tenet run was, and then like how much I still liked Matt Smith. He is like a whole different energy, and some of those episodes are really good. But like David Tennant's Blink, the Angels Back in Time episode, with Martha is his assistant, that's like one of my favorite episodes of TV of all time. It's just so good. Like I love it. Thomas says, or Mekan says, Tennant is returning as the 14th. Thomas says, I love Tennant and also like Matt Smith. And Mekan says his favorite is Capaldi, the wisest doctor ever. Yeah. I liked it for a little bit, but like when I first started, it was like such a shock to go from Matt Smith to like the grumpy old man type vibe that like it kind of just lost me. Well, I made it through a little bit, but then they started like there was a lot of the girl from Game of Thrones or whatever that girl's name is. Like whenever they did those, like she was like guest starring and they were like doing like medieval episodes and stuff, and I knew she was like from Game of Thrones. I was like, what? I was like, I felt like, I mean, I guess they're all like British actors or whatever, but you know, I felt like I was like, you know, this is those episodes. I didn't think that they were very good, and there was a couple times where I was like, there was a couple episodes that I really liked, but then I was a few of them I was like, these are just everything felt like filler, and everything was like really really slow and stuff. So I kind of just ended up giving up. So I do like TV though. I've seen a lot of TV shows. Personally, I honestly like TV better than movies usually, just because I think TV has like some of the best character development. But I feel like so many TV shows that were either classic or whatever, they've either been ruined now. Oh, what? Is this not straight? Or, yeah. I don't think anything's really good. I haven't seen anything worth watching on TV in a long time. I watch a lot of old TV shows. All right, scale on the Y by 0. That's incorrect. Scale on the X by 0. All right. Yes. Yeah, so Metcan says he knows. Yeah. Those episodes, like I don't remember liking much of them. And I've seen the David Tennant stuff and Matt Smith stuff like at least twice through. And I never seen Capaldi's all the way through, and it was just once. So I maybe have to go back and look at it with a more critical eye and see if I like it. PLP says, "Have you seen Breaking Bad, bruh?" Yes, I have. I've watched that. I don't like that show. I watched it because it's critically acclaimed or whatever. It's a like as far as writing and stuff goes, it's a good show, but like I can't stand a show where like the whole point of the show is taking like a good regular person and making him into the villain, and like that's his character arc. I just like I don't like that. Like morally, I don't like it. So I don't particularly like the show. I wouldn't really recommend it to people, but I did watch it because I'm into like critical acclaim TV and stuff. I try to watch like stuff that's like supposed to be really really good, but a lot of the time, like stuff that's supposed to be really, really good, like I end up not liking it. And then I like stuff that people think sucks or is like average or whatever. So yeah. All right, so let's copy this again and make sure we get these right so we can line this up. It's just off by just a little bit. I realize that it's already hitting 5 and I have somewhere to be in just a little bit. So we're probably actually going to have to finish this up. Did that not move it at all? Guys, why isn't this moving? We're at 0.069. This is 0.65. I copied this and then, or I copied this one and then I moved it here and then control pasted and it's not even moving. So I don't know what's up with that. We're gonna have to figure that out. We're almost lined up. When we start again not next week, tomorrow, we'll probably line this up here and then try to get all this, and then that should be it. Then we should be all done with the outside and we can do some inside stuff. So maybe I'll try to get a good texture for the inside so we can do some of that tomorrow. Let me grab a couple of the comments before I do my outro. For me, the best episode ever is Humans vs. Zygons episode, Truly Wise, War Scene Doctor there. I don't even really remember that one, to be honest. And PLP says, rare opinion, but fair enough. Yeah, it is. It's definitely rare. It hurt my soul to watch that show. I was like, oh, yeah, it was like cool seeing like the actual like writing and like how, he was going into being the, my favorite scene from the show is when he gives his wife the "I am the danger" speech or whatever. Like seeing it is cool, but like I also hate it. Like I hate the messaging and don't really like it. So it's not really a show that I enjoy. I'd never watch it again, to say the least. And Megan says, as far as non-superhero stuff goes, modern show, he recommends Suits. Yo, Suits fan. I never finished it. I love that when it originally came out. I feel like the show really took a downhill turn towards the end, but I did enjoy that. I do love Harvey Specter. So that was pretty good. But yeah, so guys, we still got quite a bit of viewers tuning in. So let me tell you where you can find us, because I do have to run early for this evening. Usually we run 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock or 3:15 to 5:15, sometimes 3 o'clock to 5:15. And so that's all we have for today in terms of work. Let's go to our full screen here. But thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I got to give a shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. I got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamer, PLP, and Sharkamino. Thanks for what you guys do for patreon.com. I just confused myself because I reordered it. I put PLP before instead of last, even though he is the last one in order on the list of the Patreon page. So that's pretty funny. I usually have that so down pat because the Patreon subscribers don't change that much. That is like just memorized. My brain shuts off and I just talk. But if you guys want to support this channel, you can find the links down below. You guys can get personal shout outs, your name in YouTube videos, live streams, credits of our games, see behind the scenes posts, and more. You can play sometimes demos of our games early and all sorts of stuff like that. $1, $3, and $5. You can check out that below. Support us on Patreon. That would be great. You don't have to, but if you also are here and you're unsubscribed, it would be great if you hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video. It helps out the channel a ton. We're really pumping the watch time with all these live streams, and we're so close to YouTube partner status. Help us get there by subscribing and hitting the like button on these streams. We are 6 subscribers away from 1,400. That's a new goal for us. So after we hit 1,400, we're going to be doing a long train celebration to 1,500. If we can get to 1,500, we're going to do all sorts of giveaways, live streams. It's going to be a blast and a lot of fun. So if you're new, you like game development, tutorials, live stream dev like this, updates on my games, trailers, devlogs, more information, anything like that, hit the subscribe button. This channel is for you. If you want to join our community, you want to join the TreeFall Studios TreeFall tribe, be a fan of TreeFall, there are links down below for our Discord, and we talk about all things my game, general things, and you can also hit us up and just ask me game development questions if you want, so you can join our Discord below. And just one more thing for the social medias, you can follow us on Twitter at TreeFall Games. We're most active on Twitter. And for those of you who haven't played our games, our most recent game, Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge, is available for 49 cents on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Yes, we're giving it away for free basically, and it is an awesome game. You should check it out and play it. That would help us out a ton. Let me grab those comments. Thomas says, Suits was great until it turned in all affairs and hookups left and right. That is true. That is exactly what lost me. And also, I think the writing got bad. Like some of the witty, quippy dialogue that was really, really good kind of fell off about halfway through for the first 8 seasons before they really changed it up. Like 4 and down are like really, really good. And then like it starts getting worse after season 4, in my opinion. Megan says I finished it anyways. And before you go, Magic One, Once Upon a Time. Micro Challenge is great. Thanks, PLP. Everybody grab Micro Challenge on PlayStation. It would help us out a ton. All right, I got to run before I am late today. Thanks for tuning in. We got a ton of viewers watching this stream. It's been a blast. Been loving your comments. Sorry for the echoey mic, but I think it's better than a peaking mic. I'm going to try to get some installation so we can maybe have some better audio next time, and maybe some more lights so we can get a little bit better looking streams. But thanks for tuning in. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys. I will catch you tomorrow around 3 o'clock Eastern time, and that's US. See you then, guys. Peace.